taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Now official, George Kambosos will defend his belts against Devin Haney, who has the WBC lightweight title for all the marbles, at 135. An undisputed lightweight title fight to determine the first undisputed champion since the late great Pernell Whitaker, 30-something years ago, 32 years ago, actually. So yeah, I mean, obviously, if you've been following the saga, it's been a long time coming. For most, especially for me, like it was the most natural progression. Once Kambosos won those belts off Teofimo, and then Haney did what he had to do against Jojo Diaz last December, which I was there for. Salute. So yeah, and obviously, there was a whole bunch of nonsense, that took place in between. And so some of the details got ironed out in this contract for this fight. So for this fight to happen. So right now, obviously Devin Haney was a free agent, as he fulfilled his requirements for Matchroom, and he didn't re-up with them. But obviously Eddie was always in the background. He was always there, because they had a good relationship with Matchroom, and the Matchroom gave Devin Haney a shitload of money, like a lot of money, So it's like, and then Kambosos himself is also a free agent. He's also signed to Lou DiBella, who is pretty much one of the biggest reasons why all this bullshit drama happened. Like, like pretty much when Kambosos won the belts, it was like, oh yeah, I'm not undisputed until I face Devin Haney. I definitely want to face him, and it seemed like, okay, this was like, hey, look, everyone has their minds right. But Lou DiBella was like, well, why do we have to face him next? That type of shit. Because DiBella has not. It's been a while since DiBella had a fighter that actually was on top of a division like that. So yeah, Lou was doing what Lou does, saying things and then influencing Kambosos to say different things, and then it was just a lot of unnecessary fuckery, and this is the type of shit that made people say, hey, this is why fights don't get fucking done, and fights don't get done these days. That's why UFC, gets these fights done, because these cats are always arguing about politics and who's gonna fight who next and whatnot. So it's a turnoff to most casual fighters, for most casual fans, and then hardcore fans like us, we just roll our eyes at the shit.
Yeah, I mean, you want to start from the beginning with all the bullshit that's been just surrounding this whole situation, man. Like it's just been one thing after the other, yo. Like
it's been a saga, yeah. It's been a goddamn saga, man.
And I don't like to jump on the whole. Like this ring game, we keep it real. Like when there's some racial shit in boxing, we call it out, and I do feel like there's a little of that in this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I do feel like some incompetence is in there as well.
Yeah.
Because this is a shitty deal.
This is a damn near a slave deal.
Yeah, and now so basically the deal is as part of for Haney getting this particular fight, he's probably taking less money for sure than Kambosos, and as part of Haney's agreement, and this is verbatim from Keith Edick from one of the boxing reports from Boxing Scene. As part of Haney's agreement with Lou DiBella, Kambosos' promoter, and Bob Arum's Top Rank, which has an exclusive content agreement because this is where the fight's going to air. So Haney has to sign with both of them. He has to agree. Now, first of all, the fight's going to be on Australia, and that's fine. Like, somebody, you got to go to the champion's territory. Kambosos wanted that, and I'm not even. And that's a shit. I'm not even fucking around. I'm not even.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. But usually, if you fight in someone's backyard, you get it to where you can fight they fight in your backyard in the rematch.
Right. So this fight also has an immediate rematch clause that obligates Haney, if he wins, to box Kambosos again in Australia and remain a lightweight, which is, and we all know that this motherfucker has a deal, has issues with making 135. I mean, yeah. I was there in the presser after Jose Diaz where him and his father were saying like, oh, He's not gonna stay in this fight no longer. He's just looking for the one particular fight, and referencing the Kambosos fight. That was what he was trying. That's what he was going for. And so now it's a 3-fight deal, and then if Haney defeats Kambosos in back-to-back fights, then what would happen is Haney would probably face Lomachenko and will probably be an ESPN pay-per-view fight. But then all those fights are contingent on Haney staying in the lightweight division for 3 fights. So yeah, this is so yeah, it's a fucked up deal. Like, it's really fucked up. And this was before, and this came about after, because DeBello had been talking to the Zone, had been with the Zone execs to have them offer Kambosos, Haney, and then the immediate rematch to its subscribers. But then the talks kind of ceased last week, so that's why DeBella went to Haney. And DeBella and Bob Arum have a strong relationship, so it's like 1 + 1 = 2. You know what I'm saying? So so that was pretty much it. And then on one hand, I'm happy that Haney is getting a chance to at least at undisputed title, because he earned it. He earned a shot to unify. After all the email champion jokes and niggas not putting.
But he earned a slave deal though.
Yeah, but it's a fucked up slave deal, because it's not like he has to basically. Basically he's gonna have to tear up his body a little bit more for over the next. Because he won't fulfill this contract until next year. Like, this shit will. Until probably like maybe late summer or fall, whatever. Like that.
Because if he'll fight Kambosos twice this year.
That's quite possible, depending on how much damage they take. One of the other takes. So it should be twice, and then Lomachenko's probably gonna be next year. So yeah, it's a fucked up situation. Like, it's a situation that you shouldn't sign for. But like I said, but unfortunately, if he doesn't sign and Kambosos pays someone else, then people are gonna shit on Haney some more for not making the fight, and or Kambosos will just faces other mandatory and some shit like that.
What other mandatory he had next?
I mean, he has the W. I mean, because right now Haney is not a mandatory, so he has the WBO, he has the WBA, and he has the IBF mandatory. I forgot who's up first. And they were due. One of them is due. I just forgot which one was.
Do you know who the opponent is?
Let me just take a quick look at his rankings for lightweight. I mean, it's probably not the WBA, because right now they have Gervonta Davis, Tank, and Rolly fighting. So most likely it was probably be his. It would probably be like a WBO Mando. That might be up first, because the other one, the WBA has Rolly and Tank to determine who would be there, like the number one Mando there, and then IBF has the first two missing, and then the number 3 is the guy that just bodied Lee Selby yesterday. So it's most likely probably be the WBO. That would be in the case it'll probably be either the 2 or 3.
Okay, so they was trying to rush this fight with June. Loma couldn't make the June fight.
Right.
So they trying to rush it for Haney. If that fight would have fell through, he would have had to do the Mando, which nobody wanted to see, and would have been a hard fight anyway, and he wouldn't have got that much money for it.
Right.
Or he would have waited until the fall for after Ryan Garcia's fight. So I know that deal was bullshit.
Right. Yeah, because one thing
he ain't gonna fight Ryan Garcia in June after if Ryan Garcia beats Togo.
Right. Yeah. So basically, DeBella was already playing the game with this dude. Like he's like, basically, all this is just to try to extend Kambosos' 15 minutes as champion. I mean, I'm not saying Kambosos is not a capable fighter. He is. but it's just the bullshit like that kind of that kind of taints. And then, like I said, this deal is bullshit.
This is a bad deal. This is a horrible deal, and the odds are very, very stacked against Devin Haney.
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
Look at the deadline they gave him. Honestly, they could have waited. They didn't have to fucking give him some bullshit deadline like this. That was the racial shit.
Yeah, and this
Loma had this whole fucking time in day. He could fucking pick and choose to go leave the country that's in a fucking war.
Whenever he wanted to,
Yeah, like, and that's the thing, how it's like Loma was just pump thinking with this shit. Like, I know there's a lot of Loma fans out there, but fucking, like, remember, he was already going, he went, like, niggas shamed him on Twitter to go back to his country.
Right.
Usyk was already there holding it down. Klitschko's already there holding it down.
Mm-hmm.
They shamed this nigga to go back, do some photo ops, and then they still while still trying to make the fucking Kambosos fight, which is like that's some sneaky shit. Like, if you gonna go back there, just be like Usyk and just be like, look, I'm here, say the right shit, and just be like, hey, I don't know when I'm leaving, fuck a next fight, fuck a rematch, and just let shit play out. Then eventually, the Minister of Sports and all that other shit came about, and they're like, you know what? Letting them be the symbol of justice or whatever for Ukraine, yada yada yada, whatever fucking X-Men speech you want to give these niggas. But it's cool, you let this shit play out. But Loma was just pump faking the situation. Everybody's hyping it up like, oh, it's the big money fight. When has fucking Loma been a goddamn big fucking money fight? This nigga is not Floyd Mayweather. He's not Canelo. He's not Joshua. He's not fucking Pacquiao. When has Loma been this big, huge money fight? Yeah. Like when? Like, honestly, like, everybody, like, bring it, like, this whole narrative that he's the big money fight for Kambosos. You serious? Think about it. Mm-hmm. Teofimo Lopez was the money fight for Loma. Do you think they would have even considered making a pay-per-view for Loma if you would have fought anybody else but Teofimo?
No, not at all.
Remember, they originally considered that a pay-per-view. They was going to do a pay-per-view. And then they didn't even have enough money to pay these niggas. They still giving, this supposed to be a big major fight. They still trying to give niggas a chump change. What he was giving Loma, like, what, 2 mil?
Exactly, yeah.
Teofimo was getting like 1 mil.
Yeah, and that's the whole reason why Teofimo was like, you know what, I want more money, Bob, and that's why he had to, that's why, that the events of him getting more money, which he did, ended up with him losing his belts in the end.
And this is why people end up leaving Top Rank, man. Like, the pay scale is out of whack, is out of sync for certain people over there, man.
And then that's the thing, because now I understand. Like, sometimes a champion will take short money. In this particular case, this is short money for just to get the undisputed fight. I understand that though, but how much? But I can't. But then what are you gonna get for having to do a rematch if you win? Or matter of fact, what happens if you lose? And then that means you're gonna be stuck with fulfilling a contract, and it's not for a title, and you're possibly not gonna get big money for those fights.
Yeah, but see, like, honestly, like, sometimes you gotta call the bluff. Like they did anything wrong, but I really would have called the bluff on this. Like, Kambosos didn't really have no other option. He would have ended up having to wait till the fall to see what happens with Ryan Garcia, or if eventually Loma gets ready.
But so is this the first Devin Haney? Is this the first champion from the or is the first guy from the U.S. going to different countries soil for a championship since Errol Spence?
Feels that way, right?
It feels that way.
Because Ruiz was already the champion in Saudi Arabia, so that don't count.
Well, Ruiz had to go. Definitely had to go to Saudi Arabia.
But besides that, so it's been like 4 or 5.
He went there as a champion, so that don't count. I feel you.
So that's kind of you got to. Haney, like, he gets a lot of awards to hate for a 23-year-old. To be honest, a lot of hate.
And he wouldn't complain about having to go to Australia.
No, he
but
wasn't.
these niggas is like flexing with it now. Like back-to-back fights, even if you win, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, like I think they. I mean, Loki. I think they are definitely afraid in a way because they realize that it's a possible thing. But like I said, Kambosos is not a scrub. He's not a scrub in any way. Dude can fight. You know, he can absolutely.
But he going about this on some scrub shit though.
Yeah, it
just leave a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, like the way it looks like, it just looks like pretty much. I mean, he's doing this just to get an edge, and like you don't need the bullshit. Like, bro, like we respect. I respect you. Like usually, I give people respect, people who bleed and then make their opponents bleed, and then they end up with a great victory. I respect shit like that, but you don't need to do all this extra shit to try to get an edge over this. So it just feels like this is cheap because pretty much you put him in a position because Devin didn't resign with Matchroom, and because. You know, Eddie was like, you know, I mean, although Eddie got him some fights, especially near the end, but
Eddie can't get no Black American fighters big fights, man.
Yeah, we talked about that.
For one reason or other, he fumbles it. He can't make it happen. So any Black American boxer not re-signing with him is not on some like, oh man, like fucked up kid, like you should have never did that. Nah, like it's Cox Records, bro. Like,
right.
Re-signing to him shouldn't make or break it, but getting a slave deal, like honestly, I feel like Haney had leverage. He had a good position because if he would have just held out and said, you know what, fuck it, fuck this whole undisputed shit, I'm gonna go to 140 or do something else, or make another, try to make another good fight at lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
And just make Kambosos just look the idiot as far as just doing what he really intended and what he really wanted to do was wait for the Grand Garcia, which would have been a big payday. That's more of a payday than Loma actually.
And that's the one because DAZN would actually because DAZN for whatever reason loves that kid. So like DAZN.
I told y'all this last year. That's gonna be the fight he's gonna want to make. Like, in the one I really see happening, and that still might happen.
Yeah, and like I said,
down the line.
Yeah, and if it gets to the point where Ryan Garcia and Kambosos is a thing, DAZN will absolutely pay for that fight. They will absolutely do it. And most likely they'll probably put on DAZN pay-per-view. That's an ugly word to say for DAZN because I personally don't believe in DAZN pay-per-view, but. I can see them actually doing all of that, but they didn't want to do that for Haney though. Haney's a little different.
Yeah, it's weird shit, man. It's like damn, like I hate to see a black person just.
Yeah, you just hate to see someone take a deal like this that they shouldn't have without any type of flexibility or anything like that.
And then it's just I don't even want to, like, it's a racial thing, but I don't want to make it that all the way. Like, I hate to see any boxer just be forced in on some shit, on some, like he's doing the right thing for the legacy because everybody's on some fuck shit and really trying to fuck him over, which is this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know how much I complain how the industry fucked over Golovkin. So that just shows, like, I speak on it, like, I'm not even a big Haney fan like that. Like, he cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this shit's ridiculous. Like, and people was and the thing is, like, boxing Twitter and a lot of fans, like, they really was just making excuses for this shit.
Right.
Like, really making, like, y'all really trying to force a dude whose country going to war, like, to fight, and y'all trying to get this narrative like this some big money fight. And Kambosos really wanted money, he would have fucking made a tank fight.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have did that shit in America. Dude would have probably got like 5 or 6 mil.
And the funny thing is too, I think DeBella wanted that too, but if it wasn't for the fact that the WBA kind of ordered Tank to fight Rolly, that was part of the thing. That was the thing that probably killed that because the WBA ordered that shit. So, and
I don't even think that kills it because money talks. If they were really serious about that fight, that shit would have got made. Who would have cared about the fucking WBA?
I mean, there's some other issues going on. Not just the WBA ordering, but the fact that I mean, we'll probably know more as it comes out. Tank is probably. I mean, it's a good chance Tank is probably going to be leaving Mayweather Promotions because Roller's his last contracted fight with them. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that's leading towards.
Hey man,
really happy with them.
Yo, speak on that.
I mean,
man, you see the.
Yeah, Tank.
On that.
Yeah, Tank. Yeah, I mean, Tank was. I mean, basically when someone was telling him like, "Yo, you need to get up out of the situation," this you shouldn't be fighting these type of fighters, and then Tank just dropped out of nowhere. It's like, hey, this is they're making me fight Rolly. This is my last fight. Because they know it's my last fight with them. And then Floyd himself.
Only reason the way they trying to make me fight this clown. You gotta put the real on it, man.
Yeah, this is LB. This is more LB's doing, and then Floyd himself commented like, he'll always have love for Tank and everything like that. But usually when Floyd starts talking like that, then shit is probably not going well. So,
yeah. That was a canned response, like,
yeah,
he'll always be in my heart. That's always be my dude, my little guy. I wish him the best. Any choice he made, like,
yeah. So that pretty much means that Tank is out the motherfucking door, like at this particular point. 1 foot out the door, and then this next fight will just pretty much be once this will probably be it. I mean, unless they do a swerve or some shit like that, and then. But honestly, I can see it too. I mean, I guess because if that was the case, then if Tank just then signs the top rank, then I'm pretty sure that
he ain't going to no motherfucking top rank. Like the Tank will just end up probably signing the PBC directly. Like I don't think he'll probably get his own imprint, maybe on some Broner shit. Like I don't see him. Like I don't think he'll.
I don't think that
if he leaves TMT.
Away. Yeah, I only got him and let him walk away. He's too much of a cash cow in the prime of his career, And
then promoting him too well. It's like Tank is right now for like a major fight. Rolly's the last fight, and it's crazy because that's the most dangerous fight right before he could really do some major damage as like a superstar. Mm-hmm. Rolly's like the last type of fight you want on the cusp of that. That's like how Emmanuel Stewart said, like, he ain't going Burning Forest to come back and fight Teddy Reed with a bad shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's just one of those type of fights. You don't want no rough, awkward, hard punching, super cocky, determined motherfucker to fight, That's taller and bigger than you.
Right.
Tank can't take him lightly, but if he takes that, if he wins that fight and looks impressive, like, he's the cash cow. He's been the cash cow, but him being able to call his own shots, that'd be a beautiful thing. Like,
right,
in the fights he won.
Yeah, this is where Haney should be after fulfilling the Matchroom contract. But like I said, it's just one of those things. He goes to. I mean, it's bad to say when probably the Matchroom deal, even with him not getting the big fight, was probably better for him than this crazy ass deal that he's with DeBella and Top Rank.
Facts. He would have still had a belt, or he could have moved up to 140 and had some fights there. Maybe do some collabs or some shit. I don't know, but it would have been a better look. He'd have still been able to drop and do whatever he want.
But yeah, now he's in a situation.
He could have signed the PBC too, though.
I think eventually he will, but that's down the line. He's only 23. He got a lot of career left.
Yeah, but I mean, in this particular case, you have to sign to the division. You have to sign to where the person with the belts are. And I would say Kambosos was, let's say, because Kambosos because he's not signed to a major promotion. He's basically a free agent. So that's what makes this shit more unique because Kambosos isn't signed to anyone.
That's why the deal trash. Because like y'all gonna do this on like. Kambosos just fought on fucking the zone.
Right. Yeah.
Y'all gonna do a deal on the zone, but y'all gonna do this bullshit slave ass deal on fucking Top Rank.
Right.
Who just now getting Shakur Stevenson a fucking big fight that they didn't want to do, that they had to end up doing anyway, not to save face because Terrence Crawford suing them. Like,
Right.
come on, man. Like,
Yeah,
jokes like they sell.
and it's just messed up that Devin's. I mean, fighting Australia once for the belts, fine, yeah, it's cool. But this is a place where Manny Pacquiao got fucked with no Vaseline, got robbed, blind, by the brothers who saw him losing like 8-4 against Jeff Horn, and Jeff Horn looked like he had had his face is all fucked up and shit like that.
Yeah, it looked like he called Pacquiao and Freddie Rose.
Yeah, so if Pacquiao can get robbed like this, trust me, I don't think they'll think twice about robbing Devin Haney unless Devin Haney can knock out Kambosos 2 times in a row.
Exactly. And honestly, Devin Haney, that's all he needs to worry about. He needs to just go into these fights on some, I'm gonna knock this dude out. No more punching at the target shit. Punch through the target and make every punch count on some D Wood shit. Like, really, like, dig in on everything and brutalize this dude. Like, man, the way Kambosos just flipped and turned Hollywood after he got them belts.
Sure did.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, became Twitter fingers ass motherfucker.
Well,
that
IG, IG, like dudes IGs be cracking me up low key, but this dude is feeling himself hard.
Facts.
Hard.
Yeah, this shit's ridiculous, man. So it's just not a good look, yo. But I get the whole fans want to see the undisputed fight, but I just feel like people put too much onus on Haney to make that happen. I feel like everybody was ready to just turn on Haney if he didn't take this deal, and I feel like he was just kind of pressured into taking a bad deal. But hopefully he can keep making weight and knock dude out, because that's the only way he gonna really win. He'd have to have a Pacquiao Algieri performance to get a draw. Like,
right.
So,
either that or throw a couple of choice headbutts or some shit like that. In the second fight, it's not the first fight. The first fight, you should actually try to win. Try to get those belts. Yeah. But the second fight, he might.
It's a Josh Warrington on.
Yeah, he might. Throw a little. Talk to Marcus Brown how to throw them headbutts. I'll split you right down the middle in the forehead. Shit like that.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, yo, bro. Me, like, if I know I was in a deal like this, like, I would really like. I'll probably fight the roughest fight ever in my life, yo. Like, I would, like, I don't know, because how you just, I'm not, like, me personally, I'm not no clean, like, I'm trying to be a clean boxer, like, but, you not dirty, but I swear I'll probably just fight these motherfuckers, like, you made me take this fucking slave deal, nigga. Like, if we in the clinch, I'm punching your hips, your balls, every fucking thing. Every kidney, I don't give a fuck. I'm stomping on your toe. Like, nigga, like, man, fuck all that shit. I'm just, but yeah, I think we was disgusted enough about this shit.
Yeah, we definitely did. We definitely gave it some bars for sure. Like, and like I said, I mean, like, and if Haney does get, get through that deal with 4 belts and and no losses and shit like that, yeah, salute that man. Like, I mean, you'll definitely have to. I mean, in terms of rest of young fighters taken, like he'll definitely be like top 5 in this generation, maybe even top 3 in terms of rest that these young fighters have taken in this generation to fulfill that.
Hell yeah. And he'll be replacing Lopez.
Yeah,
facts.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be that guy. And I think Lopez had a tweet about like he was like fuck both of them. Like everybody was like angry.
Lopez like his interview on boxing. That's different. That's a different day, different story for a different day. But Teofimo Lopez ain't all there, sadly.
Yeah, Teofimo Lopez is. Yeah, I mean, he thought it was a whole setup. Basically he basically thought the zone set him up to lose the belts when it wasn't the zone. The zone wasn't the one who won the fucking bet. Won the bid. It was Triller, and you were the reason why Triller eventually had to default because you caught quote unquote COVID.
Yeah, it's like
even
But
though
I mean,
you
like,
were
like,
out
his
and
interview
about.
on ESPN, like you could just see Mark Kriegel and Bradley looking at him like this guy's look a little unhinged.
Yeah,
It's like,
and the funny thing is, Bradley had to keep mentioning, it's like, is your mind okay? Like Bradley,
yeah,
Bradley, had to say that multiple times to this
Yeah,
nigga, man.
Haney, I mean, Lopez, he's like responsible for damn near tanking the company.
Yeah, exactly.
that MAGA pay per view wasn't the only thing that fucked up Triller.
Yeah.
I was just like, that was a bad look. But the whole Lopez fight not happening, that was like the knockdown.
Yeah.
That was like the 12th round knockdown that you didn't need.
That killed. That put a dent in Triller, and then the MAGA shit killed Triller for sure, for good.
Yeah.
You know?
Like it was just a 1-2 that you just ain't need, man. Like
Right.
you could have took one on the chin, but you didn't need both.
Right, and then of course, like, and then with Teofimo, obviously his bullshit and shit like that, multiple, having in DAZN, if it wasn't, DAZN should be happy because DAZN still paid a lot more than Top Rank. Top Rank one, David was the last in the bid, and he still got paid from DAZN. So, but like I said, it's your fault to the extent that you lost your belts. It wasn't.
And then he was sick as fuck during the fight. Like later on, they found out. Like
dude, had a lot of issues going on. And,
so you couldn't even you didn't not even aware of your health.
Yeah. So I just feel like Teofimo needs to get his life and shit under control, like before get his mind right. Cause,
and plus he went through that injury. I think he got like a shoulder, elbow, and an arm. Elbow and a
and wrist and hand. Wrist and hand.
He's
a whole bunch of injuries. And
not even only his mental, but his physical.
But
hopefully he can bring it back together.
Yeah, he definitely needs to get his shit back together, man. So
so he on the sideline for a minute, so it don't even matter what he say right now.
Right?
Yeah, you howling at the moon.
Right.
It's like you kind of had your moment, and you tried to stretch it out long as fuck and fumbled it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like multiple times in a way.
Absolutely.
Here you are, like you in the corner. You gotta it's almost on some like you doing a whole nother training arc right now. Like your story don't progress no more. You gotta get your training arc on.
Facts.
So like Haney, Kambosos, Ryan Garcia, everyone else at lightweight, Loma, like whenever he sneaks out and can train or fight, or I don't know what's going on over there, But those are the real players that like me, right?
Absolutely, man. So yeah, like I said, we just hope. Definitely good luck to. It's good luck for JD. Congrats, for getting a shot. We just wish that it didn't come at a high. At what looked like might be a high cost, career wise.
Yeah, it's a big gamble on that one, but. You young, you should be able to make it happen or bounce back, whatever happened,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I think we definitely spent enough bars about that. I think we've come to the end of our show for tonight. Like I said, it was it was definitely a good show, man. Definitely had to get some bars off especially on the last two topics. So final thoughts. Pilot, do you have any final thoughts?
Nothing major. You know what it is. Ringing radio all day, every day, twice on Sundays, like what P would say. But ringingradio.com, Ringing Radio on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and anything else in between. Facebook. You know what it is, though. We're here, gang, baby. That's all.
Yes, sir. Ayo, LB, your final thoughts?
Oh man, another good show. Just vibing, just another shit. Just stay tuned. Got more shit on the way. And if you missed the live with Johnny Rice, we had with heavyweight contender Johnny Rice.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you check that out, and we'll get that to you for all the Podomatic and Anchor listeners out there, Spotify. Y'all can go to YouTube though.
Word.
So yeah, just make sure you follow all the platforms. You know what it do, man. RingGangRadio.com. Building, signing off Monday this pilot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No doubt, yeah, definitely. Big ups to Johnny Rice for coming through on Friday. And one of the most hilarious interviews, man, hilarious cast that we ever did, man. Johnny Rice, though, a lot of game dropped, a lot of knowledge gems dropped, and just absolute jokes and fuckery. Like
probably one of the best interviews you'll get from him.
Yeah, for sure. Like, dude, dude's like an unofficial Ring Gang member because he fit how we flow, like it was second nature.
Yeah,
he passed the vibe test and everything.
Hilarious,
flying colors.
Hilarious dude, man.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely. So yeah, I mean, I posted some clips in our IG and on Twitter and shit like that. So, but then obviously the full interview, the full live, it's up there, man. So if you're curious to see what the man has to say, and he put his place, say, man, just go up there and take a look, and watch. Like I said, it's full recommendation and everything like that. So it's
and it's not all boxing related either.
Not all boxing related, no. Yeah, that's for damn sure. Like.
A lot of life gems, all that shit, man. It was a great interview. Y'all definitely got to pick it out. And more interviews on the way. Like, be little surprises though.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it might be other boxers or just other members, other very, high value members of the boxing media for sure. But yeah, just definitely stay tuned, man. We definitely got something for you, like for no doubt. But other than that, man, like say, it just falls on everything. Like it's Podomatic, Anchor, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. Anywhere where you can type in Ring Gang Radio and Google our website, and especially our YouTube channel, man. Just make sure you see that you sub, then you tell your friends to sub, and so we can all be friends. Because like I said, we do this shit for y'all. And like I said, yeah, and then obviously the cartoon is coming. Definitely stay tuned for that. And that's pretty much all I have to say for now. Because I always got some shit to say, but for now I'm good. So for myself, Pat Scorpio, the main representative, for LB Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, and for Conscious Pilot, and salute to the rest of the team of Ring Gang Radio. This has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.